Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed, my darling. Before I start, I want to wish you a happy week, happy Monday. You just jump up out of there and go for it. I promise you, you'll get further than you ever expected. The hardest part is starting. The hardest part is the first day. The hardest part is just putting the first foot in front of the other. After that, it becomes kind of, copacetic. Yeah, baby. What am I wearing? I am wearing an old Zara dress. I'm surprised it still fits. Let me get up. There you go. I live and love it. I ripped out the lining because the lining was white. Now we have other kinds of lining in dresses. Thank you, Father. And so I am wearing like a beautiful flesh-colored slip underneath and a flesh-colored bra. That's what we're working with. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you live for the hair. I love the hair too. Every day somebody's asking me about Healthy Hair Studio, and I am here to let you know. Well, first and foremost, does it ship to the United States? Yes, it ships to the United States. It ships to most countries. Okay, a lot of you keep asking me, Fumi, the hairline. I live and love it too. The hairline. You have to grab deep follicle treatment. Deep follicle treatment, baby, is a gift from the gods. You just drop it onto your hairline every morning, every night. And then this is another thing. This is a stamp from the gods, and it was ENITAN, the trichologist and CEO of Healthy Hair Studio, who introduced it to me. It is fabulous. Let me bring it forward if I can. There you go. Can you see? It's got little needles. These little needles is what you press into your forehead. Why? Blood circulation, baby. Because that alopecia hair traction, the hair follicle is inside. It's inside. It's snapped off, and it's like, you have not treated me well all these years. I'm going to stay in here. When you just gently prick the forehead like so, and then you put on the deep follicle treatment, your hair will sprout like weeds. It will sprout like weeds. I have cut my hair 3 times. I'm not going to cut it anymore. But I've cut it 3 times, and when I tell you, the result is unbelievable. Another product which you cannot sleep on is Mighty Moisture. Repeat after me, Mighty Moisture. Oh my God. A lot of you kept on asking me, Fumi, how do you keep your hair soft? How do you keep it moist? I have never seen anything like this for African American hair. I have not. I just have not. I have not. You put it onto your hair. It's as if you just washed it. You know how you have to sprit water just for you to be able to comb it? Do that no more, mama. That is how I wash my hair once a week. I don't even play with my hair too much. I don't do too much. I just put my deep follicle treatment, I put my Mighty Moisture, I put my moisture hold, and I'm good to go. I give it a deep treatment, and that's when I go in with the shampoo. That's when I go in with the conditioner. And if I want to go a step further, I will mix inches condition and protein defense. You mix it together, you leave your hair. That is how this hair has grown to what it is. That is how this hair is fabuloso. And I pat it in because it's much bigger than this, but I just like it like this for now. As it gets bigger, you're gonna see it, mama. It is Healthy Hair Studio, the best hair product in the world, because what? There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, let us jump into the episode. MBC, well, first and foremost, thank you very much, Fumi Nation. When I tell you I live and love you, oh my God, you keep me informed, because I really did not keep myself informed. I was busy this weekend. And MBC had an interview with the accuser of Jay-Z and Diddy. Remember this lady who was 13 back 24 years ago? She's now 37, 38. She sat down with NBC to give a detailed interview of what she could remember 24 years ago. Before I start, there are lots of things I cannot remember 24 years ago, but there are certain things, you know, aha moments in my life, life-changing moments in my life that I remember in detail. Needless to say, one thing I did not know was that she was on the spectrum. I did not know that. And you guys brought that to my light. So I really thought I was going to come in and listen to an interview that was going to, you know, bring all of the pieces together, on top of which I had also opened up my mind to say that nothing can be perfect. Yeah? Okay. So let us now listen to the interview, because it's NBC's interview. I can't have it right up here. And you know YouTube, they will just give me another strike. Listen to the interview.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of being her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns on her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in. That's me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive.
All right. So I want to start by saying this. I was born 16th of April, 1969. I am 55 years old and I am an Aries. And when I did my first meet and greet, I did it on my birthday. A lot of Fumi Nation sisters came up to me at the meet and greet to tell me that their children were on the spectrum and that April happened to be Autism Awareness Month. And so I became a huge advocate for autism and children on the spectrum. As you very well know, I live and love children. I am an advocate for breast cancer. I am an advocate for Parkinson's disease. I am a huge advocate for the elderly. And so on the side, which I really don't bring onto the channel, I spend my time with my charities. Needless to say, I've spent a lot of time with children on the spectrum. And I want mothers that have children on the spectrum to confirm in the comments for me whether I am speaking the truth or otherwise. Children on the spectrum are highly intelligent. They're the most beautiful, most wonderful children that you would ever meet. And each child with autism is different from the next. So if you say to yourself, I met a child that had autism, that does not in any way, shape or form have any comparison to another child with autism, because the spectrum has different traits and each child has different traits. But what is generally known is that children with autism, extremely intelligent, my God, but they do struggle with what? Their social skills. They struggle with their social skills. They struggle with, making friends, being around people, loud noises, and the like. I bring that up because this lady who says is on the spectrum says she went on a 5-hour trip in a car. Her friend took her there. This friend just left her there and turned around to make another 5-hour trip. I don't know about you guys, but if I was taking a 5-hour trip by road, I would have all kinds of things in preparation, and I would most probably sleep at my destination, have a good time, to be refreshed and make a return trip. That is one. For this child at 13 on the spectrum, she has all the most amazing, most phenomenal social skills to date that I have never heard, seen or read of a child that's on the spectrum. She went on to meet and talk to Didi's driver spontaneously. And he said, you are exactly Didi's type. She also described how, for her, being on the spectrum, it meant that you were in a ball of fire and you were inside it. And yet you were able to, have this 5-hour trip, which, might I add, is very, very difficult to take a trip with a child on the spectrum. If you go to the airport, you will see that they have certain badges and they go through certain routes because they cannot handle the large crowds. My mothers, please let me know. And let me take the opportunity to say, mothers with children with special needs on the spectrum, you are superheroes. I live for you. I love you. And like I've told you personally, they chose you. They chose you because they knew that you could look after them. She goes on to say that she got to the house where she met Benji Madden and they were talking about tattoos. Again, this is not the behavior of somebody on the spectrum. If I'm telling lies, please correct me in the comments. Because they are more introverted. It's just not something that a child of 13 would do. Then the father comes out, nothing short of calling his daughter a liar, says, there are a lot of things that happen in my life, and there are a lot of things that, do go on, but I would have remembered that. He would have remembered that, I promise you, because with a child with special needs would not go missing for even an hour. Absolutely not. Talk less of 5, talk less of 10, talk less of being of calling your father and he's meeting you at a station. Meanwhile, her friend that drove her there has passed away. The father said, I don't remember that. Benji released a statement and said, we were not even there. We were not at that venue, at that party, on that date. We were on tour. Every step of this lady's story is with a big That's what this is. And I'm going to say it outright. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. And that is sad because it weakens the cases for those that are really victims. Tony Busby, in my previous video, I told you, I said, be careful. I said, make sure that you double check, that you triple check, that you quadruple check these cases, because people are going to come out of the woodwork to get A, B, and C. I told you that because you're going to end up looking like a clown. Well, guess what? You're looking very clownish. I can see your red nose all the way from here. Busby, God bless you, baby. But you also have 1 or 2 accusations in your pocket. Somebody's accusing you of doing 1 or 2 things as well. But we're going to push that aside. In the event of trying to get justice for these victims, also know that there are some victims that might not give you the whole story. Don't jump too quick unless you have fact checked, you have double checked, you have triple checked, you have quadruple checked, because you want to make sure that what you're saying is fact, that we cannot excuse anything but say, Jay, it's not really looking good for you up in these streets. That's the advice I'm going to give on both parties. You rubbish all the other cases, and this is a situation where it was Diddy and Jay-Z, and Jay-Z told you all the way off. He said, I will never pay 1 red penny. He has made a statement of which I'm going to read in a minute, but what I want to let you know is that now anything you say, do, or even looking at you is with a pinch of salt. I no longer believe you. You're no longer credible. That this is a case, and you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. You've even rubbished the career because you got to come correct. You've got to make sure that you have such unbelievable proof. There is in no way, shape, or form any doubt that this lady might not be giving all of the truth. You're talking about inconsistencies. There are no consistencies. Where is Diddy's driver? Let me start from there. Because him I want to talk to. He also should be behind bars. Nowhere to be found or seen. The father said, I don't remember. The friend has passed away. And Benji said, I was not there. What kind of a case was this? And then you are talking about you wanted Jay-Z to meet with this lady so that you could do what? It's a waste of my time. Do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Jay-Z might not be guilty of other things, because I've seen it all in the comments. But of this, he is not. He is not. Even Stevie Wonder can see that this is a hot mess. And you talk about, well, you know what? I got a case. You don't have a case, Tony Busby, and you've rubbished yourself for sure in front of me. I don't consider you credible in any way, shape, or form, and it weakens everything that you might even have. I'm not interested, because if you can push for this, doesn't even make sense. And this really has not been of what she said, is because I've been around children with autism. These are not the traits. They would never do this. And the mother's heart would be in her mouth that she would be missing all of these hours. Oh my God. Do not bring even the spectrum autism into this. It's offensive to those that are. Let me see what I have to say out here in these streets. Jay-Z asks court to dismiss lawsuit over inconsistencies, and I support. A lawyer for rapper Jay-Z has asked a court to dismiss a lawsuit accusing him, along with Sean Diddy Combs, of doing a 13-year-old girl in 2000 after inconsistencies emerged in her allegation. An Alabama woman named in the legal action by the pseudonym Jane Doe has accused the musicians of doodling her at a house party following the MTV Video Music Awards. She claims she spoke with one celebrity at the party, though his representative said he was on tour at the time. Her father told NBC News he cannot recall driving 5 hours to pick her up after the alleged do, she says. In an interview with NBC, the woman acknowledged making some mistakes in her accusation, but said she stood by her claim. And it goes on and on and on. What was the point of this? What was the point of bringing this poor woman out here? And you know, some people will say she got paid, she got this, she got that. I am fair game. I am what? I'm fair game. I listen to everything and I would say, okay, fine. I can see how this could have gone down. Or I can see how they're retracting after coming with your full chest. But this is not even a case. I would not even have taken this case. If I had a law firm and you had come to me with this case, I would have turned you away. It's not strong enough. It's not a strong enough case with what we got out here in these streets. This is not a game. This is not a joke. We have real victims. We have Diddy in Brooklyn jail. We have Jay-Z out here. Don't play these kind of mediocre games. I wouldn't have taken the case. I just wouldn't have. And I know I'm going to get strong pushback, but I have to call it for what it is. I stand on business and I like people to be straightforward. Somebody that knows me will tell you I am very direct. I don't mince my words. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You will know when I'm happy, upset, angry. You will know I'm a very direct individual. Come to me straight, but don't come with this mediocre horse and pony show talking about this, that, and the third. Who does that? Who drives 5 hours? And this is a 13-year-old girl that is autistic. Do you not know that she has needs? Do you not know this? So for 5 hours she went unassisted, unprovided for, unsupervised. And she's on the spectrum. Absolutely not. 13, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because they struggle with social skills. I know this for a fact because I do so much charity work with them, and they're amazing. They're amazing children, and that is why I don't like this at all. You want to get coin, you want to get clout, do it some other way, but don't do it like this. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you what? I'll see you sooner than later. All of my love.